Hi guys, welcome to Neptuna Tarot. My name is Cassidy and I'm so grateful you clicked on today. So today, my energy is a little bit low. I'm feeling a little bit down, but this is a reading that I've really been wanting to do. The way I like to do my readings sometimes is I will do a topic that I know you guys really like. It's very clickbaity, it's very much topics that are popular in the tarot community. And then I'll do other readings that are more topics that I really want to read for. So this is a topic that I feel very passionate about. I think that this is part of why we should be using tarot, is to push ourselves to grow for, personal development. And sometimes we have to ask the kind of scarier, daunting questions. And as soon as I press record, I instantly feel a little bit better. I feel like we're transitioning out of this Mercury retrograde, and I'm just so relieved right now about that. But I love you guys. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for showing up. So let's just jump right in. Pile number 1, you shuffled beginning. Birth, creative flow, now is the time to make it happen. Alright, and pile number 2, you shuffled illusion. Things aren't what they seem. Don't let anything cloud your view. Finally, pile number 3, you shuffled comfort. Seek out small joys for yourself. Embrace the luxuries of life. Those are your 3 options. There will be a 30-second meditation, give you some more time with the cards. If you're still struggling, check out the description box for songs I shuffle for every pile, as well as there's ways to get in touch with me for personal readings. Remember, these are collective general readings, so if something isn't resonating or you feel a weird urge to leave commentary paragraphs about indoctrination and weird stuff, you will be blocked. Okay? But yeah, go ahead and get a personal reading if the collective general reading is not resonating for you. All right, I'll see you at your pile. Bye. Welcome, pile number 1s. You chose beginning, birth, creative flow. Now is the time to make it happen. My throat feels so blocked. I don't know. Since I've started the reading, it's been almost like hard to breathe or hard to say, I'm reading the message on the cards and it's like I feel like it's hard to get it out. So I feel like this whole reading is about unblocking the blocked as well. So, what does my pile one need to hear, but maybe it's something you don't really want to hear. So maybe that's why I'm getting blockages already. What you need to hear, you might not want to hear, is it definitely has to do with beginnings. I'm feeling it's really hard for this message to come out. So it's about releasing the old, releasing a version of yourself that is no longer present. It's no longer available. You've already grown too much. You've already learned too much. You've evolved past a version of yourself, and I think what you need to hear is maybe some validation of this is extremely difficult. It's like, I think a lot of people kind of paint things as sunshine and rainbows a lot of times, especially with this card, this imagery, it's a bright rainbow, right? It's like, and with the butterflies, yeah, it's like everything's so wonderful, but the truth is here that beginnings are very scary. They're very difficult. Yes, you are creating so much space for a new version of yourself, for a new life, for a new dream here is what I'm getting. It really feels like full energy in a positive way, where it's like you are embracing this new beginning. Now is the time to make it happen. But what you might need to hear right now is this is going to take a lot of hard work, okay? You have, I think, a vision in your head right now. You have a dream, you have a goal that you are really desperately wanting to make happen, bring into the physical reality here with it being pentacles. It's like, I really want to manifest this. I really want to put more work in. I want to put more effort in. This is going to take planning. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take you making sure that you are making time for whatever this is. Like, this vision is not just going to, like, you're not going to snap your fingers and it's going to appear to you. This is something that you need to hear right now is, yes, you have chosen a wonderful pathway here. You have chosen, I feel like, a freedom, it's like a blank canvas. You've chosen to go this way where you can, I feel like you can finally breathe in a sense. It's like my airways kind of flowing now that I'm in the message I'm channeling. It's like I'm breaking past that blockage here. So I feel like you are definitely on a wonderful path here. Like, this is not meant to scare you, but I think that Spirit is wanting to give you kind of like a talking to, like, just like, okay, like, keep your eye on the target. We're really proud of you for getting here. Like, this is a wonderful first step, but you are still a beginner. You are still a student. You are still learning. And if you really want to advance and grow further along this path that you've chosen, it will require your dedication, ambition. Like, you will need an ambitious spirit in order to complete all that you're dreaming. Like, this is not just something that's going to be handed to you. It's going to be something that over like a course of time, your hard work is going to be what you have to show. So it's like really choosing your time wisely. There's something about time, choosing your time wisely, choosing how you spend your everyday. Like, there needs to be more planning. There needs to be more of a schedule, is what I'm getting. With the 10 of Wands being in reverse, I feel like you let go a lot of your past responsibilities. You know, it's like maybe things that used to be very important to you are no longer important to you. Like I said, this past version of yourself, you don't really resonate with that version anymore. It's like you might love that version of yourself. You might, you know, have a lot of love and respect for who you used to be, but you are stepping into this beginning, this new beginning here. And I think you are having to release a lot, and it's really wonderful. Like, I feel like it's gonna feel really good to just like be able to breathe. Like, I keep getting that energy where it's like I can just take a deep breath of relief here. I'm no longer tied down by what this past version of myself was prioritizing. Like, for example, okay, like for me, I'm kind of thinking of like my situation a little bit, where it's like, okay, like a breakup situation, and then it's like the things that you might have prioritized within a break, or like within a relationship, you no longer prioritize. So it's like, you know, for me, I feel like I would put a lot of time and effort into like doing certain things for my partner. Now I don't have to do that. You know, it's like, it's not my responsibility. I don't have to put energy, effort into that, because I've been able to release that and start anew. So like, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like, that's not my burden anymore. Like, I don't have to do that for you. I don't have, like, even though I was doing it from a place of love and I wanted to before, that version of myself isn't who I am right now. So it's like you have released levels of like responsibility or burdens. What you need to hear, what do you need to hear but might not want to hear? I'm kind of getting from this that, once again, this whole reading feels like everything's easier said than done. Like, it's easy to say, oh, I'm starting over. Oh, it's easy to say I'm releasing this. But the truth is, like Spirit's trying to tell you, like, this is actually a really difficult process. Like, what you're doing is not easy. And it's like, we commend you for it. And I do think in some sense you will have kind of like a rainbow on the other side, where it's like, you've chosen this life. It's just like putting more work into it and dedicating yourself to this path truly. You know, that's where you're going to kind of reach that rainbow, is through that dedication. But immediately it's like you're still going to have, I'm kind of getting like, what is the word I'm looking for? You're still gonna get like, I'm kind of getting like flashbacks, or like memories, or things that you're gonna have to still process. Like, you're not just gonna be able to just fully release these things very easily. Like, it's like, you make sure that you are creating like a process with this, or like closure in some sense. Like, make sure you're really listening to what your body needs to release something, because some of you might just kind of want to throw it and like not look back and not process it, not really, like, it's more of a like avoidance and like a numbing that you're choosing, instead of like wanting to look at it. Like, I think Spirit wants you to look at it, because it's kind of like that sense of, if you don't look at it, then history might repeat itself, right? It's like, if you don't look at what you've experienced, what you've been through, how are you going to know what you actually want, right? It's like, I'm releasing what I didn't want to let in what I do want. But if you're refusing to process or look at this past version, of self, the choices that you made, the life that you lived, not actually really saying goodbye to it, releasing it, letting it go, telling yourself what your new needs are, what your new dreams are, what the new vision is for yourself here, then I think it's like a very internal process here, where it's like you have to kind of say goodbye to this old life. You have to really let it go, and like I'm hearing like have a funeral in a sense. Yeah, have a little funeral for this past version of yourself. Like what you might need to hear is like, it's this path that you've chosen, I think is a wonderful path. Like I keep getting that, but it's not just gonna be smooth sailing. There's definitely gonna be some bumps. And it's kind of up to you whether or not you make it harder on yourself as well. It's like, are you going to embrace this period of like learning and kind of admitting humility as well? Like, I'm just a beginner, I'm just a student, I'm still learning. Are you going to embrace those things? Are you going to really dedicate yourself? Are you going to really process this? Like, you can make this path easier by giving into the process, but it's more of like, I'm kind of getting just like your shadow, you know, it's like everybody has a shadow, and sometimes our shadow wants to be lazy or doesn't want to schedule things or doesn't want to plan or be disciplined, or like, you know, if we make a schedule, we have to stick by it. You know, our shadow is tricky like that. Our shadow doesn't always want to play by what's best for us. It wants to kind of play what's maybe feels easier in the moment. And so it's like same with the avoidance. It's like it might just be easier to like not look at it, ignore it, avoid it, instead of diving deep into it. It could even be like, I'm kind of getting, consulting with a professional, you know, like for me, like talking to my therapist, like making sure that you're checking in, listening to your needs, releasing what you need to release, going your own pace too, I feel like is really important here. So what else? Okay, these two came out together. This is the Two of Wands and the Ace of Cups here. Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I'm just getting more with the Two of Wands. What you might need to hear right now is the longer you avoid looking at something, like the longer you're here in this limbo, the longer you're in a state of confusion. It's like, how long do you want to kind of be here where nothing's really moving? You're not really making a plan. Once again, this is coming into planning. What you need to hear is that you need a plan. Whether it's like a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan, whether it's just like a 6-month plan, where it's like, what do I want to accomplish in 6 months, 3 months, you know, whatever time period feels good to you, of like what I want to accomplish within this certain time frame, you know. But it needs to be like written down. It needs to be given this life. It needs to be given a direction, because this energy, I feel like there's like a craving for this. There's a craving for like routine and schedule, and like going and dedicating yourself to a specific path, a specific direction. Because there's some kind of vision, like there's something about like a vision, like the way he's looking out in the distance. Also the same with her. I just feel like with the rainbow in front of her, it's just like there's a vision. But I feel like you keep what you need to hear, or like what you might not want to hear, is like you're kind of keeping yourself in that place of confusion. And it's like, you're just going to stay here. You're just going to stay in that spot, stuck, if you don't make a plan, if you don't make a solid decision, if you don't dedicate yourself to a path. And it's like Spirit's also kind of saying, like, make sure that it's something that you love. Make sure that it's something you truly love. This path, this vision, whatever it is you're trying to create, whether it's just like safety, financial security, you know, make sure that whatever you end up doing day to day is like something that you can do, like something that you can do happily, something that fills your cup, something that, you know, sometimes in this world we're not given the opportunities to just like do something we love, but I feel like it's important to kind of still have that vision for yourself of like, this is what I like to do, this is what I'm comfortable doing, I'm gonna make a decision that this is the pathway. And I'm going to dedicate myself with an open heart to this path. I feel like what you need to hear right now is that your self-love does kind of mix into all of this. It's like, are you taking good care of yourself? Because it's almost like the less nurtured that you are, the less capable you're going to be to show up to this plan, to the schedule. It's like, how are you going to show up to the schedule if you are not like feeling like good? You know, it's like if you're like, I'm kind of just getting like physical things where it's like, oh, I didn't wash my hair, I didn't like pluck my eyebrows, or I didn't like, I don't know, there's like do my nails. Like right now I almost didn't want to record because I don't have my nails, you know. It's like, what is going to make you more confident is like keeping a routine with self-care as well. This is all about getting structured. This is all about dedicating yourself to a path. This is all about organization. This is all about, it's like you don't want to hear it because I feel like you might have just released yourself from a lot of like responsibilities, or like, you know, this past version of yourself was prioritizing certain things, like I said before. And I feel like you were so exhausted in that space of like, oh, I have to do this and this and this and this. And it's like, you thought that maybe by releasing this, you would maybe have a break, or like, you know, you would have time to kind of like do nothing. I really feel like some of you really kind of crave doing nothing, and that's totally relatable. I think we should do nothing sometimes as a part of self-care. But I think what you need to hear and you don't want to hear is that this path is still going to be full of a lot of like responsibility. And it's like, it's going to challenge you. This path is going to challenge you, but it's like, oh, I feel like it's going to be so worth it at the end of the line here. Strength in reverse. What you don't want to hear is that this is all about being strong, being really strong through this. You know, how badly do you want this? How badly are you going to fight for this? Because if you have like a weak ambition, if you have a weak, maybe even like a scarcity mindset or a victim mindset, or just like an avoidant mindset where it's like you just put things off, procrastinate constantly, it's like you're gonna need strength to change this and to work on it and to dedicate yourself to what it is you're wanting. Because I feel like a lot of you here are craving a transformation, like you're craving like a new version of yourself, you're craving a new life. You know, with the butterflies here, it's like you want to be completely anew. You want to be unrecognizable here. But I feel like this pathway that you have chosen, while it is, I think, meant for you and it's beautiful, it's still going to require a lot of dedication, strength, courage, self-care, organization, discipline. King of Cups at the bottom. Gosh, my chair is squeaking so bad right now. I'm so sorry, guys. It's bothering me a lot. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups here. So what you might not want to hear is that some of you really need to reconnect with your heart space. reconnect with like the whole reason that you're doing something, the whole reason that you've decided to change, the whole reason that you have decided to release something, because I feel like you maybe have lost a little bit of your heart here along the way, where it's like, okay, like it just kind of feels like avoidance. It doesn't feel like, you know, it's like your heart's still there, but it kind of feels like you've gone through a lot of things that you've kind of shut your heart off a little bit here, where it's like, what's the point kind of energy. And I do think that that could just be a sign of, you know, DEPRESSED. Oh, I mean ING. I'm sorry. ION. I can't spell right now. I'm sorry, guys. The big D. You know what I'm talking about. The depression. Like some of you might have released something and maybe you've been kind of in a state of the big D, and it's like, okay, I need strength to pull myself out of this. And it's not just about pulling yourself out of it, because a lot of the times it's about like a chemical reaction, or it's like you're not getting enough of something in your body, and it's like you need to literally schedule and organize and go to the doctor and like get it figured out. But like what you might not want to hear is that it's gonna take a lot of heart to get you where you want to go. And if your heart is not open and available, I think you're only gonna get so far. Nine of Swords, yeah. You're gonna keep hitting a wall. I feel like this is also like manifesting like through dreams, where it's like trying to avoid something to the point that it's like coming through subconsciously in your dreams, you know, where it's like, oh, I'm trying to not feel, I'm trying to like avoid this, and then boom, it's like I can't sleep at night, I'm hitting this wall. Like, you need to acknowledge the pain. You need to make sure that you're not repressing it, numbing it, avoiding it. We're gonna get one of these here. Seeing both sides. Take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. Yeah, I think that's the whole point of this, is like you have completely changed perspectives, priorities, like you've become a new version of yourself. And I think it's also like holding compassion for this past version of yourself, where it's like you might have made mistakes, or you did things or prioritize things that you would never prioritize now. You'd never do these things now. But it's like seeing both sides, having compassion for this past version of yourself and this version of yourself now. And maybe even like different parties that were involved. Like, you know, I mentioned a breakup. It's like if there's a breakup, it's like see their side too, if you can. Maybe that's part of the process of like releasing this, closing this out, processing. Not just like numbing, ignoring, avoiding. What does my pile ones need to hear but might not want to hear? Persistent drive. I'm telling you, persistence. Okay, see what you desire and move toward that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for the optimal outcome. And that's exactly what it's like. Spirit's like, look, this is your life. You're gonna get what you give. And if you really put in this persistent drive, that will be the optimal outcome. Like, we know what you want, we know what you're dreaming of, we know the vision. We're like, we are spirit, right? We know everything. We know what you want. So please listen to us when we're trying to tell you this is what it takes. Bottom of the deck, love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect to your heart. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. I'm telling you, I feel like a lot of you have just kind of shut your heart off for a bit. You're just like, I think you're kind of waking it back up, focusing on more self-care. But, I was just scrolling TikTok before I started this, and it was like the whole speech, or it's like a audio recording going on with Uncle Iroh and Zuko from Avatar. And, Zuko's like, I don't want to make my life here. And, Uncle Iroh is like, life happens wherever you are. Like, it's, it's best to make life more suitable for you. That's not exactly what he says, but it's just like life will happen wherever you are. So it's like, love where you are. I think a lot of you might have kind of just fallen into, I don't know, I'm just kind of getting, like a trap here. Like you kind of fell into some kind of like state of confusion right now, or you've been trying to kind of clear the way. You've got this blank canvas in front of you, but it's kind of like artist block. It's like, I don't know what to put on this canvas. And I think you're going to get out of this. I think period of time, I think it's going to get easier for you. But it is like this message is about organization, but it's also about opening your heart space. Opening your heart space. Some of y'all don't want to hear it because it's like you've been hurt so many times, or it's painful. It's painful to look at where we've been sometimes. We've been, life's not always sunshine and rainbows, and so it's just like, I know a lot of us have had horrible experiences, equal parts. Water seeks its own level. Therefore, I attract those who can meet me where I am on my journey. My interpersonal relationships are mirrors into my own self. So I strive to put my best self into the universe so that I shall find others who seek growth. I think the further that you go down this path here, you're going to meet people that are going to like really, really help heal your heart, really help you kind of, I'm seeing like a heart melting, so it's like, it's really going to help you learn how to open back up, not be so numb, because it's like, you're going to seek people, you're going to find people that are just like you, that are just on the same wavelength, that are really just kind of like mirroring your journey, your growth here. I feel like you're going to feel so lucky to meet these kinds of people because it's like restoring your faith in humanity a little bit. Bottom of the deck, we have caring nature. I will always aim to be sympathetic, empathetic, compassionate, and kind. However, I will avoid expending my own mental health and happiness for the sake of others. My first priority is me. And I love that that says that, because we were talking about, maybe your past version, your priorities were elsewhere. Your first priority wasn't yourself. And I feel like moving to this next chapter, that's going to be a big, big thing where it's like, I see both sides. Maybe I forgive things that have happened in the past. I forgive myself for mistakes I've made. But it's time to kind of put me first. I'm hearing that meme. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. Maybe laughter will also be really healing for you. But yeah, it doesn't mean that you're just like a cold bitch, like you will always still aim to be sympathetic, empathetic, compassionate, and kind, but however, your priorities have changed. You're no longer this version of yourself. So as uncomfortable as it is to shed the skin, to turn into mush here, I think you're on the right path. I'm really proud of you, pile ones. I think like if you can really dedicate yourself to this, I don't know why, I feel like the self-love is just gonna come natural. I feel like it's just gonna, like, you're just gonna step into this self-love very naturally, like just shifting that priority. So I think that's gonna actually be a bit easier for you, but it's like kind of like the scheduling, the planning, the organization, that really might be hard for some of you guys here. So give yourself patience, give yourself some grace here. But I really think you guys are on a wonderful path here, and I think you will become unrecognizable at a certain point. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That's the reading for today. I really hope the messages were helpful to you. I hope that they resonated. If they did, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye. Welcome, pile number 2s. You chose illusion. Things aren't what they seem. Don't let anything cloud your view. Okay, so I'm really worried I'm gonna hurt this pile's feelings just because I feel like a high sensitivity. I think that especially whatever you're going through in this moment, you truly feel like it's never gonna end, or it's like it's very painful. But what you need to hear, and you might not want to hear necessarily, is that you are extending too much emotional labor to a situation that does not deserve it, or to a situation that is actually going to get better. Okay, so it's kind of like, even the imagery here, she's shedding tears, and with the 5 of Pentacles, that is an energy of loss, specifically like financial loss. So some of you, this could have been like you lost a job, or you lost some kind of financial offer. It could have been an offer, or it could have even been like material items that you lost. There was something that has to do where it was like, it was a financial impact. It really hurt your pocket. But it could even be deeper than that, where it feels kind of like feeling abandoned as well. Like some of you might be feeling very abandoned. You might be feeling very alone right now. You could be, like just feeling like, I'm feeling like it's specifically at this time you're going through something, like you're going through something very like it's making you very emotional. But it's like, what you might need to hear and you might not want to hear is that you like save your tears. Like I'm really kind of getting that song, save your tears for another day. So it's like Spirit's saying like it's not worth it. Like Spirit's trying to like, it's like they're trying to encourage you and kind of boost you back up, like build your confidence back up. But it's like they're also kind of, I will say, they're kind of like Spirit's kind of roll, like, I don't want to say it, I really don't want to say it. It's like Spirit's kind of rolling their eyes a little bit. They're like, okay, like it's something about like it's not gonna last forever, or it's like there's an energy of like, maybe you feel like it's the end of the world, like this is the end of the world, like this is so painful. And it's like Spirit wants to validate your emotions. I want to validate them, but at the same time, Spirit, it feels like Spirit's just more like don't waste your energy. Don't waste this emotions that I feel like are it's like exhausting you. Like if you're crying a lot, like it's exhausting you. It's not like a healthy like release. It's not like a cleanse, an emotional cleanse. It's more like, I feel like you're working your body up a bit. You are exerting a lot of energy to almost in a way maybe maintain this energy of like everything, like nothing goes my way. It's kind of like just like this mentality too of like nothing's going my way, I don't have what it takes, nothing will ever change. And it's like Spirit is saying that all of that is so wrong. Like, you know, you will get out of this like financial hole. Things will change with the Death card here in reverse. I feel like change might be taking a little bit of time here, but it's also because it's like the mindset that you're in. The mindset that you're in right now, it's not, you're not going to receive this change very well. So it's like Spirit needs you to kind of be a little bit more like thick skin before they like really bring in some changes for you. But it's also just like that energy of like nothing in life lasts forever. Nothing. The good times, the bad times, nothing lasts forever. So it's like when you're in those good moments, you need to cherish it. When you're in those bad moments, you need to endure it. You need to survive it. You need to get through, because there will be other emotions that you feel. I think I was talking about this in another reading, probably the past reading I did, where it's like in English language, it's I am sad, I am angry, whereas in other languages, it's more like sadness is passing through me, anger is passing through me. And I think that that's a lot healthier of a relationship to have with your emotions, where it's like, this is just passing through me. This isn't me. I am not sadness. You know, like I am not sad. That's not who I am. It's just something passing through me. So it's kind of like maybe some of you have developed like an attachment to this emotion of like, I'm always sad, or I'm always upset, or I'm always like, I don't know, like it's kind of giving me like, I've been watching a lot of Sailor Moon, so it's like Sailor Moon Crystal, and you know, Usagi, she's a crybaby, but it's also like she's making a big deal out of nothing a little bit. But it is something, you know, you love about her, but at the same time, it's like, is this really going to help in this situation? It's just like breaking down crying. And it's like, let it pass through you. Feel the emotion that you're feeling. If it is sadness, if it is grief, if it is anger, recognize it, give it the space that it needs. Feel it all the way, feel it through, but then release it. That's not who you are, you know? So what else do you need to hear, you might not want to hear, is we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and I hate when she's in reverse, because to me, this is somebody, you know, like we've been talking about, a little bit disempowered at the moment. Like at this moment, you are not really in your full power. You are truly kind of dimming your light. You are, there's, like I said, it's like what you might not want to hear, but you need to hear, is that your confidence is suffering because of this. You know, it's like, I think Spirit once again is like wanting to give you this confidence boost. I also feel like Spirit wants to like give you some kind of wish fulfillment. We have the 9 of Cups here. And so it's like, Spirit's like, we cannot give you this 9 of Cups, you know? Sorry, I'm like burping. You know, it's like, we can't give you this wish fulfillment when you are in this energy. You know, you are not in an energy of receiving, I feel like, at this time. So it's like Spirit's just really wanting you to like know that you are worth it. Know that you deserve you deserve your wishes granted, your dreams to come true. You deserve it. Because right now I feel like you might be in a mindset where you're like, I don't deserve it, or I'm not good enough. Like for whatever it is that I'm wanting, that I'm dreaming, that I'm hoping for, I'm not good enough. Like there is an element of insecurity coming through. Like you might not want to hear that, you know, or it's like because of like a hit to maybe your finances or some kind of emotional loss, emotional abandonment here, I feel like you have really, it's made you kind of spiral into like questioning, am I worthy? Am I good enough? Am I attractive? You know, you know, it's interesting that I was mainly picking up sadness, but I kept mentioning anger too, right? Whenever I was talking about the English language, it's like I am picking up on anger as well, where it's like, you might start getting kind of snappy at people, you know, you might start taking it out on just the people around you because you're not in the best mood, you're not in the best space right now. But yeah, it's like things are not what they seem. Don't let anything cloud your view. And I feel like your emotions are possibly what's clouding your view right now. It's kind of like somebody being stuck in a dark tunnel and they are legit like, I'm never getting out of this tunnel. Like, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, so it's just not there. It's like, I can't see the light, so I'm gonna just sit here in this darkness and be like, this is it. This is it. Like, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here, where it's like, you know, you've just kind of doomed yourself to a reality that I don't think is actually meant for you. Like, you're meant to have good things happen to you. You're meant to have your wishes fulfilled. You're meant to be more confident and to glow. The Queen of Wands is an energy of creativity, passion, fun, you know. I do feel like beauty as well. And so, you know, you're meant to definitely be in a different energy. Like you're not supposed to be in this energy. And I feel like Spirit is really kind of hurting to see you hurt and to see you maybe struggling to get out of that space or struggling to maybe release something that needs to be released. Like it's something like I just can't get over it. You know what this is also reminding me of with this Five of Pentacles? Because it almost feels like you lost a material item. Like, it's reminding me of my friend, Tino as well. He, you know, got his stuff stolen like twice within like years span. It's just, you know, it's like a physical thing that was like stolen. Like that's gonna set somebody back, is like technology that's stolen. I'm kind of getting, for me personally, like I had to reset my phone one time because it was locking me out, and I lost all of my notes on my phone. And to me, that's where I would like write music a lot. And so to me, that when I lost that, it's like I kind of entered the same mindset. Like I'm really getting the same energy where it's like I kind of got into this headspace of like, well, I just lost all the music that I've written in the last year. So I'm just never gonna write again. No, it's like so dramatic, but it is kind of how I was feeling, where I was just like, damn, like I really, like I felt so disorganized. I felt so like, and especially thinking of my friend who like lost their laptop and stuff. It's like we organize ourselves so much, maybe within technology, or like, you know, we rely on these things that we think we're never gonna lose, and then boom, it's gone. And it just like, I feel like I was so unsettled. I was so like, I didn't like have any direction of like, oh shit, like what do I do now kind of thing. Like it's like I really felt like just so stuck, and it was my own mind blocking me, right? It's like, okay, this really sucks that this happened. This really sucks that I lost it, but I can't change the past. I can't, you know, I can't make these things just reappear. So I'm gonna have to just like, you know, shed some tears over it, be frustrated, be angry, you know, let those emotions have space, but at the same time, don't get distracted by them or clouded by them. Like, don't let it cloud your vision of like, okay, the reality is I lost something very important to me, but it's not going to bring it back. The reality is I need to recreate, or not recreate, but I need to create again. I need to keep creating. You know, it's like the reality is I need to write new music. I need to fill that space again. It's not like, it's kind of like that thing of like, we like pour so much of ourselves into maybe technology or physical things. It's kind of like, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Maui from Moana. It's like Maui thought that without his like fish hook, he was nothing. It's like, no, that's not what makes you who you are. Like those songs weren't just written on their own, you know, they didn't just appear in my phone. Like, I did that. I created that. I can do it again. You know, it's within me. It's within me. And I feel like that's what Spirit is really wanting you to take from this, is like rebuilding your confidence of like, it is still within you. Whatever you lost, it's still there. I'm really getting, I'm hearing this song from Songbirds and Snakes. Nothing you can take from me was ever worth keeping. Nothing you can take from me was ever worth keeping. Like, I just feel like you have an endless well within where it's like you can take from. It's like, stop wasting your energy on the past, you know, stop wasting your energy on what ifs, or like what could have been, or if I didn't lose this, what would have happened. Even if it was a person, right? Even if it was like emotional abandonment here, where it's like, what would have happened if I never lost this person? It's like, stop wasting your energy on it, because the reality is it's gone. It's gone. It's done. I feel like with death in reverse, what you might need to hear, but you might not want to hear, is that something is done. Something is dead. Something is over. It's never coming back. And it's up to you to embrace this death energy, embrace the ending, rebuild this confidence, and let yourself receive. I feel like there's an energy here where it's like, some of you maybe kind of fall into this space of like darkness, right? It's like the darkness in the tunnel. Like, I'm so alone. I'm so much in the dark. I'm so stuck. I'm also getting fear. Like, I'm so scared. I'm just gonna stay here. Where was I going with that? Damn it. It's just an illusion. It's just an illusion. Damn it, I lost it. I really did. I was going forward, I swear. I'm gonna read this or listen to this back, and it's gonna hit me. Like, we just get so caught up in wasting our energy on the wrong thing here, is what I'm getting. What's important to you, you know? There's also like a reconnecting with your inner child. I think I'm getting it. Where it's like, a lot of you guys might stay in this space of like, this is more comfortable, because it's like some of you are kind of scared of like success. Some of you are scared of like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, once I actually step out of this into the light, like, then what? You know, there's a fear of change. There's a fear of success. They're kind of underneath it. And it might be coming from this lack of confidence. Like, I'm not good enough for this. Like, yes, you are. Spirit is telling you, yes, you are. You are worthy to walk into that light. You're worthy to get out of this space. You don't have to stay in this. I feel like that wasn't quite the message, but close enough. Like, it's more of a distraction. Like, you're telling yourself this is where I'm supposed to be, but it's more of a distraction for yourself. It's an illusion. It's like, I just keep hearing waste. Like, it's just such a waste of time and energy. Okay, bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Cups. So this to me is talking about like reconnecting with your inner child here. Like, some of you have really wanted, sorry, I feel like since I didn't finish that other message, it's still like trying to come through. It's about receiving. Okay, it's about receiving. It's like telling yourself that this is what you deserve. Yeah, it's like telling yourself, I deserve to be alone. I deserve to like not succeed or stay in this darkness forever. But it's not true. It's not true. It's an illusion. It's not true. You deserve so much more than you're letting yourself be given. It's like spirit wants to give to you. I feel like the world around you wants to give to you, but you're not in a space to receive. You're not. Bottom of the deck. So, okay, as you were saying, reconnecting with the inner child. Yes, thank you. I can fully move on now. It's like I kept hearing like a whispering. It was like a whispering, just like keep trying to come back to that. Some of you are telling yourself you're too old for something with the Page of Cups. I feel like that's coming through as well, where it's like maybe this loss is like a loss of youth, maybe, I don't know. But it's like that's still within you. There's something about your inner child's still there within you. Your inner child has like wants and needs that need to kind of be paid attention to, because I feel like they're suffering a little bit, where it's like, yeah, oh, Six of Cups in reverse, exactly, where it's like they don't have space to play. They don't have space to like love you as well. Like I feel like your inner child is not happy about being stuck right now. Like your inner child really wants to like it's kind of like thinking of yourself as this child. I feel like that really can help with I feel like with confidence, but not just confidence, but like with self-compassion. It's like, you know, I remember this was going around on the internet a few years back, where it was like, you know, take a picture of yourself as a kid and start telling that little kid all of the insults that you tell yourself. You know, like all this Queen of Wands in reverse, all the insecure things that you tell yourself, like, oh, my hair doesn't look good, my body doesn't look good, my skin doesn't look good, I'm not good enough. Like tell that to this kid, you know, where it's like tell this little kid that they're ugly, tell that kid that their hair is ugly, tell that kid that they're too scrawny or too big, or, you know, say all the horrible shit that you're saying to yourself to this child. And I feel like that'll help build compassion, where it's like, I don't want to speak negatively to this child. That child is still within you. You know what I mean? And it's like, whenever you are cruel to yourself, you're being cruel to that little kid too. It's like seeing yourself as precious as a baby, seeing yourself as precious as a kid, and protecting yourself just like you would a child, talking to yourself just like you would a child. And that can even help with emotional regulation. It's like, I'm gonna let you cry, but you know, we can't cry all day. It's like soft parenting, you know? We're gonna let ourselves feel this, but we're not going to spend our whole day doing this. Three of Wands in reverse. What do you need to hear but might not want to hear? Yeah, it's just coming through as you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. That's the light, you know, and it's in reverse, and it's like, this kind of feels a little bit like catastrophizing. And I think that sometimes when you grow up in chaos, or you grow up in environments where a lot of unexpected things would happen, you know, unpredictable things would happen, or maybe not a lot of good things would happen, right? It's just like a consistent basis of like neglect, or, you know, it's just like a consistent basis of like, I just keep seeing that tunnel analogy. I don't know, like it's just sitting in the middle of the tunnel, and it's like, this is it. This is it. This is as good as it gets kind of energy. But it's not. It's just not. Like, Spirit wants you to really open your eyes and realize all that is in front of you, all of the beautiful future that you can have here if you let yourself receive it. I really kind of feel like you guys are your own worst enemy here. You know? Like, you're telling yourself you're not worthy when you absolutely are. So let's go ahead and get a few more messages here. What does my pile 2 need to hear but might not want to hear? Blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. I feel like you're also just a bit scared to kind of let something change. Once again, I'm kind of getting like this could have been since childhood that you were taught to kind of like catastrophize. You were taught that, you know, nothing ever gets better. Nothing can change. Like, you might have been taught this mindset here, and it's like Spirit's saying you are adaptable. You can blend into this new version. And I feel like they're just trying to build your confidence again. Like, you have many skills. You can fit into any situation. I feel like if you put your mind to it, like, you can do so much more than I think you're letting yourself kind of do right now. Like, you're capable of a lot more. Take time to assess what's going on around you and adapt accordingly. It's kind of also like asking yourself, what can I control in this moment? What do I really have control of in this very moment? Assess what's going on around you, you know? I'm assessing the situation and I'm taking responsibility of what I can change and take control of in the situation. All right, this came out for pile number 1, love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. I'm getting that sensitivity. I mentioned that in the beginning of the reading, where it's like, I do feel like you guys are just at a sensitive space right now. And I think you're going to look back, maybe even at this reading or like at this moment of time where it's like, I think you're having a choice to change or not. And I feel like you're going to really appreciate this moment, like loving where you are right now, because I feel like you're finally going to like start seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. We have polite declaration. You can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It is time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. Yes, yes, absolutely. This is a polite declaration. Like, you're not gonna be going crazy out here, just like, I feel like maybe the word confidence might kind of freak some people out, where it's just like, people might just think that being confident is like being loud and out there, and like, no, like, it's being empowered. True confidence is just being empowered in yourself. And I feel like that's what you are, that's where you're headed, is like self-empowerment. And so it's like, it doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be this crazy abrupt change where it's like this loud declaration to the world of like, I love myself and like, I'm confident, I'm a bad bitch. Like, it doesn't need to be all that. It can be polite. It can be however you like. Like, it's really reconnecting just with your inner child as well. Like, who are you really? Because I feel like you kind of let yourself become your emotions, and so it's like reconnecting, like with self. Bottom of the deck, inner desires, set some intentions. You're entering a phase of plenty or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. I'm telling you, with the Nine of Cups here too, to me, that's like a spiritually guided gift being given to you. It's like a wish fulfillment. It's like a genie in the bottle shows up and gives you exactly what you're wishing for. To me, that's how it feels. So it's like Spirit really wants to give you this. They want to give you this sudden windfall here, but it's like you need to be in a space to receive this. If you're not in the space to receive it, you're gonna drop the ball. You know what I mean? You're gonna drop the ball. The Spirit does not want that. They want you to be able to maintain this, to know that you deserve it, to be empowered, to envision a future for yourself that's different than whatever you've kind of settled for. There's something about settling. I feel like you've settled here a bit. What's the message? What's the message? What do they need to hear but might not want to hear? This is the last card we'll be pulling. Boundaries. Healthy boundaries keep my energy safe and allow me to live as my truest self. I deserve people in my life who love me and care about my limits and comforts, so those who respect my boundaries will receive my time. Some of you have become deeply emotional because of others. Like there's a codependency there of like, I'm going to emotionally react to my toxic boyfriend, my toxic parent, my toxic whatever, my toxic best friend. You know, it's like I'm going to emotionally react to this, and for whatever, like there could be a person that you're around a lot and it affects how you feel. It makes you emotional. It makes you like, maybe you're always sad, you're always angry because you're in these spaces where you're not setting boundaries for yourself and saying, you know what, I've had enough. I don't like how I feel when I'm around you, or I don't like if I spend too much time with you and I'm not respecting my needs. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be harsh, right? It can be a polite declaration, right? Like, I need some me time. Okay, that's a boundary. I need some me time right now. Boundary. And I'm just looked at my little note to self. It says you are allowed to say no. So I feel like for some of you, this can have a lot to do with the people in your environment. Like there's some people that you are really scared to let go of. You're really scared to like release. It could be people that you've already lost as well, where it's like you've already been separated, or like something's happened where it's like you lost people, right? But I feel like you could have spent a lot of your life like catering to other people, giving to a lot of other people, and it's like it's time to shift back to like, what do you need? Because I feel like you've kind of lost sight of who you really are in this time. You need to kind of connect with that inner child, reconnecting with self, like tapping into your truest self here. And being surrounded by people that support that. Because I feel like there's some people in your life that are not going to like these changes. And maybe that's what you're scared of. You're scared of disappointing others. You're scared of upsetting the people around you. And that's why I feel like the polite declaration is coming in. Because you're like, I'm trying to be polite. I'm trying to be nice about this situation. But it's like, I need to set boundaries. Like I need to do my own thing. I need to make my truest self happy here. And it's like the people that love you will absolutely respect your limits, respect your comfort zone. So to me, boundaries is truly just a test of like the people that genuinely give a shit about you. It's like if you set a boundary and people get upset, that's such a sign of like people that are trying to like control you or like be toxic in some way. And when people are just like, absolutely, like do what you need to do, like make yourself comfortable, that you create a safe space with those kinds of people. Bottom of the deck, we have evolving. Every day my body and mind evolve. My mind becomes wise, my body becomes seasoned. Each day that I heal and change, the more sure of myself I become. I rise tall like mountains, touch clouds, never to be trampled. We're going to leave it at that. Pile number 2. This was so much fun. Thank you for being here. I really hope the messages were helpful to you. I hope that you resonated. If you did, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3s. You chose comfort. Seek out small joys for yourself. Embrace the luxuries of life. So this pile feels very different from the other 2. I don't know why. I'm kind of getting this weird energy that a lot of you guys who pick this pile, you really don't need as much guidance, or like there's not a lot that you are not open to hearing. I really do feel like you guys are my piles that are like, I'm open to receiving criticism. I'm open to receiving, input. So it's like, I really feel like the title of this reading might not even resonate, where it's like, these are things you need to hear but might not want to hear. It's like I feel like you're neutral, you're open. I feel like you are maybe a little bit further down your journey, or like maybe a little bit older, wiser, more mature. I do kind of feel like than the other 2 piles. Don't tell them. Maybe some of you are picking multiple piles and you're like, wait a second. So maybe there's different aspects of you where it's like, this is a more evolved aspect of you here. I do really feel like what's going to come through here is more prophetic, is what I'm hearing. I keep hearing that word, prophetic, and I'm like, I don't use that word. So when I start channeling words I don't use, I get scared. But yeah, what do you need to hear right now? There is like, it's like a prophetic energy where it's like, unfortunately, when it comes to like a home situation, I do feel like a home situation will be changing, or the stability of a home is going to be challenged. So this can mean a lot of different things, where it's like, I feel like some of you are moving, some of you are like, this could be so many things. I really get like, this could be you are put out of the house because of certain aspects. So it could be like a fire, or just like maybe you're renting and the house is sold. There's just so many different things, but I feel like a home situation is going to be challenged with instability. So I don't know what that means for you. I feel like comfort means a lot to you, and that's where it's like, you might not want to hear this, but I do feel like a space that you've created where maybe you've had a lot of celebrations, you've found a lot of comfort in this space, it will be kind of falling apart here. So it's like, this is not like spiritual guidance, this is more like a prophetic predictions of like, this is something that might be happening, or something that will be happening to you. Like, I really hate that that's coming through, because I feel like, yeah, some of you really don't want to hear this. This could even be like divorce or separation, or like your parents kick you out, or something going on here with the home where it's just become unstable. This could even be somebody living in the home that is creating instability. But I just feel like whatever this is, oddly enough, it is bringing you a lot of creative ideas. I don't know why, like, whatever this instability is, I think that you could be channeling a lot of frustration, a lot of anger that you're feeling right now into like some kind of creative project or endeavor. So yeah, I'm just seeing like you getting ideas. You're like, okay, this really sucks, but how is this inspiring me? Like how can I like use this maybe in a positive way for myself? So I see you trying to shift your perspective, which to me is just once again kind of confirming what I'm feeling, where it's like you guys really know how to regulate. You guys really know how to like take yourself out of like taking it personally, is kind of what I'm getting, where it's like I understand that this instability is like kind of outside of my control. I'm not going to freak out about something that's outside of my control. And I feel like you're channeling a lot of that energy positively into this Ace of Wands, where it's like, boom, I feel like you're becoming inspired. I really feel like you are becoming excited. I feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting like when this was happening, you were feeling dread. You were feeling like, you know, or when this will happen, you might feel instances of dread and like frustration is really what I'm getting, like, oh, this sucks, this is so frustrating. But then I just kind of see it moving into the space of like, okay, well, that's the situation, I can't change it, so what can I do now? And it's just like boom boom, ideas coming to you, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, oh, I'm so excited, yes, this is it. Like, it's just such a beautiful energy that I'm seeing, where it's like, yeah. So you might not want to hear it, but I do see like a home situation crumbling, but on the bright side, it's like bringing in a lot of like fresh energy. It's like very fresh, like, okay, we're gonna start fresh, what's the ideas, like, I don't know, it's just kind of like when you move out of a house, right, and you start looking at other houses or apartments or whatever, and you start going to this apartment, that apartment, or this house or whatever, and you start getting so excited. You know, it's like moving is one of the most stressful things that we can do as human beings, and I think that we kind of cling to like our visions of, you know, when we get into a house, we're like, like we let it inspire us, we let it energize our path, because we see the vision, we see it. So I feel like that's what's going to be happening, is like, you know, you might be losing some stability in this space, but I feel like you're absolutely going to be able to rebuild it elsewhere. Bottom of the deck, the only other card that we have that is revealed to us is the Seven of Cups. So I think you're going to have a lot of options. I think what you don't want to hear is that a lot of these options are not going to be good options. So it's like you might see 10 different apartments or houses, and it's like only 2 of the houses or 2 of the apartments are going to be viable options. You know, only 2 of them out of the 10 that you saw are going to be like checking off every box on your list of like what you actually want. You know, like just examples, like I definitely want a bathtub, I definitely want a washer dryer, I definitely want a yard, whatever it might be, a garage, like whatever your requirements are. It's like you're gonna look at a lot of different options, I feel like, and I think you might even get like frustrated and upset at certain points of this journey, where you're like, you know, you're gonna get to like the 5th apartment and it's like, oh, I haven't seen any good options. Like, you're gonna lose steam at different spaces. Like, just keep going with it. I think you are definitely capable. So, not that the other piles aren't capable, I think that they are, but it's like, this is just, your journey seems so much different here. Like, the way the messages are coming through, it's very much like Spirit's just like, by the way, this is what's gonna happen. Like, just so you know, this is coming, like, kind of giving you a heads up here, really. What you don't want to hear, yeah, is like a lot of these options suck. Like, you might really see some shitty places. It could even be like people offering You know, like, oh, I have an extra bedroom or I have an extra space, like you can move in with me. And it's like like you have 12 cats. I'm sorry. Like I can't do it. You know, it's like a lot of these options are gonna suck, but I think you're gonna find like and so I think the message is like just be extra diligent, be extra careful, because if you end up kind of stuck with one of these options that you don't actually want, or like there's some kind of problem that you didn't like look hard enough into, I think it will come back to bite you in the butt. So be very, very picky, like be very, very detailed. Don't just grab the first option kind of thing. Ooh, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. What you don't want to hear is that you need to save your money as well. You really need to make sure that you have enough money, because I feel like you're the kind of person that usually is prepared, that's usually put together. I think that's why it's coming through as a king, where it's like typically this is your personality, where it's like you can be reliable, you maybe you even spend on like comfort, luxuries, you know, but it's like Spirit is saying right now is not the time. I feel like right now is really not the time. It's so funny because this card is saying like seek out small joys for yourself, embrace the luxuries of life. Maybe that's what it is, embrace the luxuries of life. It's not how much money can you spend. Like, to me, just getting to go outside and breathe fresh air is a luxury, you know? Just having a roof over my head is a luxury. Just having food in my belly is a luxury. But there's something here about like finding other ways to fulfill yourself rather than like spending money. You know, do you really need the Starbucks? Do you really need the boba? Do you, do you really need it? Or can you make something similar at home with the groceries that you already spent money on? You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So I feel like it's not like this is going to be forever, but I feel like in order to kind of secure the space that you're looking for, to secure the spot that you're really wanting, make sure that you have enough money, because that could even be the Seven of Cups coming through, where it's like, one option might be a little bit cheaper and you might go with that option, but it's not really the option that you want, and it comes back to bite you in the butt that you just chose that option because it was cheaper, instead of like it's actually has everything checked off the boxes, right? Like being cheaper might not save you in the home situation, but being cheaper in your day-to-day might actually save your life, right? It's like just saving that extra bit of money to be able to spend on your space might actually be the real luxury at the end of the day. Oh, we have the King of Swords. Interesting. 2 kings. You're very wise. Like I keep getting that energy. Like I feel like it's hard. It's kind of intimidating, hard to like talk to you guys, because I feel like, what do I need to tell you? Like I feel like for the most part you guys are on a really good track. The biggest thing that I'm seeing is just like some kind of instability in a home. So it's like Spirit's just kind of coming in to warn you, kind of give you some details about like, okay, just be prepared, make sure you have enough money, make sure that you're making really detailed decisions about where you're gonna stay. There's also something about like harnessing this creativity at this time, because I feel like you are gonna still be feeling frustration. You're still gonna be feeling like instability. Like it sucks. It's like, this is out of my control. So it's like, what can I do to maybe channel that energy more creatively? I feel like you might need creative outlets. Like I'm even seeing like somebody just coloring, right? It's like, just pull out a coloring book and just like color. I'm getting like reading, journaling, crafting at all. Like you might just need to kind of channel that energy a bit. Where it's like, I'm so fucking frustrated, I'm gonna fucking knit this sweater. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. But yeah, with this King of Swords here, what do you need to hear but might not want to hear? I think what you need to hear is that you do come off a little bit cold sometimes. Yeah, we got no cups, you know? I feel like you could be very focused on the material right now. A little too focused with this King of Pentacles. You'll be a little too focused on the material, and I understand, especially because like we were talking about, you need to save money, you need to make sure you're prepared. Absolutely, but there's something coming through, like people being intimidated by you, people kind of being a little bit nervous to talk to you, or thinking maybe you're just like a cold person, or like all you care about is luxury, or like all you care about is money. So I do kind of feel like maybe exploring deeper emotional connections with people that you love, you know, really making sure you're showing up for them, sending that text message of like, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, I miss you. Let's hang out. Or, you know, putting yourself out there emotionally just to let the people that you love know that they're loved, know that you care about them. Because I do feel like sometimes you're a bit of an ice king, ice queen, you know, no matter the gender. You're a bit distant, I feel like, is what people are feeling. Yeah, you're a bit distant, and it's like that could even be helpful, I think, for you, is like communication. It might actually help you to process the situation that you're going through by talking about it out loud. Like, oh, you know, I'm getting kicked out, or like, oh, like my landlord sold my house, or whatever the situation is. It's like talking to a friend about it, talking to a loved one. And then who knows, maybe this friend knows a realtor. Maybe this friend knows somebody who can really help you out in the situation, that if you had kept that to yourself, you wouldn't have ever, you know, gotten some support that you might actually could use. It's not that you need the support, but I feel like it could be useful, like just communicating, but even just like, you know, talk therapy kind of situation where it's like you're just talking out loud. I'm just talking about my situation out loud, and it's just going to help me organize my thoughts a little bit better. You know, all this like frustration that you kind of are feeling, the stress of moving, of having to move and everything, is like, it's going to be helpful to you to talk it out with friends and loved ones. Be like, oh my God, I'm so stressed right now. And like, and you know, who knows, maybe your friend's like gonna offer to take you to get boba, right? It's like you have to save your money, but it's like your friend wants to maybe splurge, get you some of your little luxuries here. That's really sweet. That's coming through. I feel like your friends would love to do that for you, especially if they know that you're struggling, if they know that you're in this kind of space where it's like, usually I'm so like put together and organized, but right now I have this huge source of instability in my life, and it's like, it's out of my control, and like I just need someone to talk to about it, you know? Let people be there for you. Let people show up for you. Yeah, that's really all I'm getting. Your message was so much faster than the other piles. Is there anything else? I'm gonna ask the tarot real quick before we keep going. Is there anything else I'm missing? Immediately we have the Five of Swords. Okay. Yeah, be careful of how you communicate right now. Just be a little bit careful, because I feel like you definitely are in a position right now where you could hurt people's feelings if you were to like maybe just let your frustrations out. Oh, we have the High Priestess at the bottom. You already know, like you already have so many of the answers. Like I feel like this reading might even feel just unnecessary. Like some of you, this is just straight up confirmation, boom, 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 of things you already know that's going on. You are so intuitive. I think that you are listening to yourself. I think that you are connected with your mental space in a really positive way, and you're very wise, very smart, are you bad at taking compliments? Is that why it's coming through this reading of like, you don't want to hear this? Is like, you're wonderful. But yeah, the Five of Swords though, I mean, that is not a great energy. It's about verbal conflict. That's the way I see it. Verbal conflict. It's about different people maybe arguing. It's like, don't get in a fight with your landlord. It's like your landlord already sold the house. They already are doing what they're doing. It's not worth it to kind of get into like some kind of disagreement with that person, over the situation. Because I feel like you could just so easily like bite someone's head off right now just because you're in this stressful situation. But it's like, how to cut deep with your words. So it's just like, just tread lightly here, because I think people are a little bit scared of you. People are a little bit scared of you. But I just keep kind of getting this energy of like, if you end up being kind of verbally aggressive to anybody, I think it's one of those things that's going to come back and bite you in the butt. And that keeps coming through, where it's like, if you don't make a really detailed decision while apartment house hunting, is going to bite you in the butt. If you don't like choose your words very carefully, it's like, it's only going to end up hurting you at the end of the day. It's not even like I feel like if you like, I don't know, there's something about like, if you go off on your landlord, like, how could you sell the house? I'm living here, blah, blah, blah. Like, you go off on a rant to your landlord, then you're trying to rent another place, but for whatever reason, that landlord knows your ex-landlord, or maybe they called your ex-landlord for a referral or to see how you were as a tenant, and then all of a sudden they're telling them how you are aggressive or this or that. It's like, it's only going to end up hurting you at the end of the day. So like, because like this kid in the image, like he cut his own hand, so it's like, you're only going to end up hurting yourself. So it's like, tread lightly. I really feel like your words pack a punch. I feel like it's a bit intimidating. Like, you might not want to hear that, but it's like, you have a lot of power behind your words. So it's like, if you call somebody a name, people remember it. It cuts deep. What does my pile threes need to hear but might not want to hear? All right, we got two. We'll take them. Mutually beneficial venture. There is an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. I kind of feel like some of you have a really supportive partner, and that's also like somebody, it's like, don't get in a fight with your partner right now, because like that's gonna just end up biting you in the butt. It's like, but it could also just be like, you end up moving into a new place and it's like you meet the love of your life, or like you just start making these new connections. You start networking within this new environment that you're living in. I feel like it's going to benefit everyone concerned. And I don't know, it's like this anemone, it's like, it feels very protected. It feels like a community. It feels like, there's a lot of similarities between you and other people maybe that live there. So it's like very easily relatable. I'm kind of getting like college town. I don't know why. It's like people your age or something. And then we have back on task. Be sure you're using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider reviewing your goals, your schedule, or a project you're working on. All could use some fine tuning. So yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's coming with the King of Pentacles, where it's like, make sure you're on task. Like, make sure that you have this goal in your head of like, I need to create stability in a home space for myself. So how can I really master that? How can I really make sure that everything will work out for that situation? Because I think some of you might not be using your time in the best way. Like, lollygagging kind of energy where it's like you could be like doing something to make money. I don't know, like doing something with your time, because it's like you're needing money right now to save. You need to save money. So it's just like reviewing your goals, your schedule, making sure that you're prepared. I just feel like Spirit does not want you to step into this new future unprepared. Childlike devotion. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. I love this so much. Yeah. You're very special, Pile 3. I think that you have really decided to devote your life to maybe your inner child, or devote yourself to self-love, maybe even, yeah. And I think it's just brought out all these different layers to your personality, different layers to you. Like, you are this complex being here. And I think that the more stable that you are, the more the more stable that your environment is, the more likely you're going to be able to like express yourself. But yeah, if you don't like maybe see why you're so lovable, I really feel like it has to do with a lot of the things that I was complimenting you on. And that's funny that this is coming through of like what you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. It's like, you are amazing. I don't know. I feel like some of you like don't, maybe it's like a humility thing, or like I'm trying to be humble, but it's like, I think that you are like smarter than like a lot of the people around you. You are a lot more creative. I don't know, there's like a lot of things, right? It's like this layered, multi-talented. You're multi-talented, yeah. There's like so many reasons to love you, especially it has to do with your mind. Not just your mind, but it's like, I feel like it's also your aesthetic. There's something about an aesthetic here. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like you're doing this so that you can have a safe space to express. Like, you're doing this for devotion to this inner child. Childlike devotion. You're devoting yourself to making sure that this works out. Making sure, oh my God, replacing what was lost. You now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew, create a new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon, replacing what was lost. Like, I feel like this was really frustrating for you, but you're devoted to replacing what was lost, because you're not going to let this, like, you're not going to let yourself suffer. I don't know, there's something about like, I'm going to take care of myself, damn it. Let's get a last message. What's the last message here? Abundance. That's crazy. When the starfish just said, this card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon, and the next card out is abundance. Okay, Spirit. Money is abundant, and I only have to seek it with confidence. Walking forth into fortune, I will do the work, and the money shall come. I love this so much. Like, you will be okay. I think abundance is definitely at your doorstep here. I just think in this situation, it's just going to be stressful. It will be stressful, but all you have to do is seek it with confidence, walk forth into fortune, do the work, money shall come. Bottom of the deck, acceptance. To have total acceptance of others, I must first gain full acceptance of myself. So I will allow myself to live as me, not how I want others to perceive me. Nothing I do is upsetting, embarrassing, or intolerable. I am simply me, and that is good enough. I feel like for a lot of you here too, it's like when I was talking about like letting your friends help you, or like opening your heart up to like kind of be vulnerable with your friends and family and loved ones, and just tell them like, you know, I am struggling. This is so frustrating. I'm so stressed out. You don't have to be strong all the time. Like, you don't have to be, I feel like you're usually this like King of Pentacles upright. You're usually like very strong, very put together, very reliable. Like, people can come to you, lean on you. Pardon me. Some of you like usually have money on deck or something, where it's like you can afford to like splurge on a little drinky drink, or, you know, it's like you usually can do these things, but it's like maybe some of you are struggling with the perception that others are having of you, where it's like they're so used to you giving and giving and giving, where it's like, okay, my home situation is literally on the line here. Like, there's literally instability here within the home. So it's like, I need to have this childlike devotion to myself to make sure that I'm given a safe space that I deserve, even if that means that it's upsetting to other people because I'm not the person that they are wanting me to be or perceiving me to be. Like, I think some of you might be struggling with like letting others down, but I think that your people, like, I don't know, I really feel like your people will show up for you and like kind of prove to you that it's okay to be vulnerable, that it's like people will be there for you. Like, some of you are embarrassed about this, maybe like embarrassed about this home situation, embarrassed that you're having to like find a new place. But it's like you're you, and that's enough. Like, people love you just for you being you. Simply, that's it. You don't have to have it all together. You don't you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the pinnacle of luxury. You know what I mean? It's okay to have some down days. All right, my loves, that's all I have for you, pile 3. This was really, really fun. I hope that the messages resonated for you. If they did, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye. What is up, my lovely bonus piles? Sorry. Oh my gosh, I don't know what just came over me. I just love my bonus piles so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for like going to the timestamp, seeing the little bonus pile, being drawn to it. I love it. I'm glad that you're paying attention. I'm glad that you're like curious enough to kind of step into this mystery bonus pile here. So if you don't know, the bonus pile is where I pull cards for myself as well as the collective. I used to actually do it after I was done with my readings, and I wouldn't record it or anything. I would just take the messages, and then I would end up forgetting, and I would have all these pictures on my phone of like the cards, and I would be like, what was the message? So, you know, here we are. And I'm like, also, I want the collective to also share these messages. Maybe some of you guys need to hear the same things. So we pulled craft. Put in the effort and work on it. You will see results. By the way, I do need to kind of go a bit faster. I only have so much space on my phone right now, so it is like timing me down. But we're gonna try to make sure the messages are still clear. So I feel like, you know, there's craft that needs work put in, okay? Spirit is wanting to tell you something you don't want to hear, but you need to hear, is that your communication is highly important. Especially, I feel like, with whatever like abundance or manifestation that you are trying to bring in for yourself, it is very important that you prioritize communication, because with the Knight of Swords in reverse, that was the first card that came out, and immediately to me that's just like somebody who can be very impulsive when it comes to their communication, somebody who can also not say the nicest things, you know? Like sometimes, I will be honest, I'm a diva, I'm a brat, I'm a little spoiled sometimes. Like I will kind of say things like, it's kind of giving me like Mariah Carey. It's giving me like who else, who's my sassy girls, you know? It's like giving me the really sassy divas that are just like, sometimes they say things and it will hurt people's feelings, and it's like you get more flies with honey. I don't know why you would want flies in the first place. That's my smart mouth coming out. Is like, why would I even want flies in the first place? But you know, it's like you get more attraction with like being more loving with your communication. Like I do kind of feel like you have a bit of a cutthroat communication at times. I don't know if it's like a defense mechanism as well, where some of you use very sharp communication as a defense mechanism, like don't F with me kind of thing, like don't mess with me because I will go off on you. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of feels like a protection thing, like a defense mechanism, but it's like Spirit is trying to say, you know, go back to basics. I don't know, go back to basics. There's something about going back to basics. We have the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords here, so let yourself be open to learning, because I feel like if you really put some work into it, it's like put in the effort and work on it, you will see results. It's like if you really choose to evolve your communication or step your communication up or be more mature with your communication, is kind of what's coming through as well, then I just feel like new doors will be opening for you. I do feel like this doesn't have to just do with communication, because we have the Page of Wands here. We also have craft. So I feel like there's some kind of creative endeavor that you, or like a craft kind of situation that you are wanting to put more work in, put in the effort, you will see results. But it's just like the most important thing that's coming through, what you might not want to hear, is like you need to be able to be the student. You need to be able to say, I don't know everything. What can you teach me? You know, I feel like one of the most enlightened mindsets to be is like endlessly teachable. You know, it's like, how teachable are you as a person? Are you teachable? You know, I think that's such a sign of intelligence, is like, are you teachable? And I feel like that's what this message is like, are you going to be teachable in these moments, or are you going to kind of be set in a certain ways? Because I feel like you already kind of developed a style of communication in one direction, in one way, but it might not be like a direction that's actually helpful to you, because it's in reverse. It's like you kind of develop this communication maybe in an unhealthy way, or maybe even like a petty way, or an emotional way, or something, you know, like I said, as like a defense mechanism to be like hurtful to others at times. So it's like, how teachable are you? Are you willing to go back to basics? Are you willing to start from zero? I just saw 555 on the timer, and that's like the energy of conflict, right? So it's like you might have a really hard time going back to basics. And even when it comes to your craft, some of you with this craft, you're gonna have to start at zero. You're gonna have to kind of, like in my mind, I'm thinking of music, right? It's like, I really have fallen off with my music. Like I put out one song, my dad passed, and then I just kind of fell off. I'm gonna be so honest. So like, I just didn't put more effort into it. I really kind of just let myself feel that that was a really huge loss for me. And so I think I just had to kind of get myself back up, you know, but it's like, because I've gotten myself back up, because there's been such a time gap between the last time I've like put effort into like creating music, I'm gonna have to start from zero. I'm gonna have to start from like this space of like, I have to relearn everything. I have to relearn like maybe different technologies or programs, or I have to find a new recording studio or something, you know, I have to do the work to put in to make sure that I am, you know, I put in the effort and work on it. You will see results. Like make sure I'm seeing results. So it's not just communication. It could definitely be like some kind of creative endeavors as well that you're wanting to pour into. And with the 9 of Cups here, I just kind of feel like wish fulfillment. I kind of went on a tangent with another pile that pulled this, and it's like, to me, it's such a divinely guided gift. It's like Spirit is bringing you this wonderful gift. It's something that you've always wanted. And I feel like it is like, in some ways, it's like you going back to basics is a gift. It is a wish fulfillment, because it's like you're being able to be taught in the way that I think you actually want to be taught, if that makes sense, like in a healthier way, in a more sustainable way, in a way that you're actually going to see results. King of Wands in reverse. There's some anger that what you need to hear but you don't want to hear is that there's definitely some repressed anger, and I think that it slips out with your communication. This anger that you might try to repress or like pretend is not there, it slips out, and it's in like maybe passive aggressive ways. So it's like, be very careful of that and pay attention to this anger. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like this anger is coming through as a blockage. It's like there's such like fresh energy, there's such like clean, fresh, like young kind of energy, and then it's like boom, this like, it feels like a very like, I'm set in my ways. My throat is closing. Do you hear that? He's like, shut up. He's like, shut it. It's like, I'm set in my ways. I know what I'm doing. It's like, are you gonna be like that old boomer that like isn't willing to learn, like is not teachable? Like, do you really want to be that old guy that's completely unteachable? Like, no, you don't want to be that person. And it's also coming from a space of anger or something. It's like anger, resentment, you know. It's like, I could easily just be angry that, you know, I lost my parent, you know what I mean? It's like, I could just sit in that anger, that grief. I could just let it, you know, keep me stuck, or I could continue forward. You know, I can look at this anger, work on releasing it. Like Spirit's just being like wanting you to be very cautious of like being stuck in your ways, not being teachable, because it's like, you know, you could learn a certain way, but who's to say that you didn't learn how to be this King of Wands, by being the Page of Wands in reverse, being the Knight of Wands in reverse, being the Queen of Wands in reverse, and then it's like very unhealthy ways of developing, versus like, I think you have an opportunity to kind of clear the slate here and start fresh. And it's just like, are you willing to do that? Because I feel like you've gotten very far doing things a certain way, or like being developed in a certain way. Okay, so let's get a few more here. Oh, bottom of the deck, we do have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like, yeah, Spirit's definitely trying to bring in some good, you know. Spirit's trying to, it's kind of like the wheel is turning again. That really is what it feels like. The wheel is turning again. I feel like a lot of you have been stuck for a while there. Very stuck, stagnant, stuck in your ways, maybe not really seeing a new way, like a new perspective, how to start fresh. So we have clearing the excess. You're entering a transitional phase and would benefit from clearing away excess clutter, whether it is in your physical body or your physical space. Yeah, I feel like I just said clearing this, like clearing, or cleansing the palate. What did I say? Clearing, yeah, you're just clearing out space, you know. It's like fresh space. I feel like clear out these old ways of being, clear out this old way of thinking. It's not actually going to help you anymore. It's like, maybe that's how you survive, maybe that's how you used to get by, is like with petty conversation, petty arguments, tit for tat. But it's like, is that really going to be beneficial for you? Gentle moderation. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you're trying to accomplish. Take your time. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush. I feel like some of you were rushing before, and that's why, because you were rushing, it's like you developed unhealthy ways of being, or ways of communicating, ways of like creating, in a sense, like your relationship to creation. And then that's something I talked to my therapist about, where it's like, I feel like I kind of have an authoritative, I can't say it, authoritative like mindset, where it's like my inner parent is like very like hard on me, and it's like they stole all the fun out of like making music or creating, because it's like it has to be perfect, or it has to be this or that, and it's like you're literally sucking all the fun out. So it's like Spirit's kind of saying, like, are you willing to let go of that parent? Are you willing to like let go of that way of being, to completely start fresh? This time you'll be able to actually take your time, go in a slow moderation, and it's like that pressure is released. And I just feel like this renegotiating is like such a good word, because I feel like maybe in the past, like you were bad at negotiating or something. Like you couldn't communicate your needs in a way that it's like we can all get what we want, or it's like people are actually seeing the vision of like, this is what pile number 4 wants to accomplish. It's like they couldn't really see it before, because maybe you weren't explaining it in a good way. Okay, so bottom of the deck, yeah, it's like helping other people see, like, this is what I was trying to accomplish. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, I'm not trying to like hurt your feelings, but like, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. Like, just communicating more, being a little more open, a little more vulnerable as well, about like, this is what I'm doing. We have blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. Once again, we have take your time and take time. So, you know, Spirit's definitely saying like, this is not going to be an overnight change. Unlearning takes time. Like, give yourself compassion, forgiveness. Like, I don't think you wanted to kind of get to these places of like, this is how I am, in an unhealthy sense, but it's like, this is what it is. So it's like taking the time to unlearn, taking the time to start fresh with the knowledge that you have now. I feel like you're very adaptable. I feel like you can definitely start over. I don't know. I really feel like you are gonna be a-okay when it comes to starting over. Like, it might be uncomfortable in certain aspects, but I don't know. I feel like you're going to feel lighter. Like clearing the access, gentle moderation, you know, adaptability. It's like you're just in this flow. What's the last message here? Oh, of course we have 2. Action taker. To carry me forth into the life I want to live, I will focus on my actions. I allow myself to think, to plan, and to pause. However, I will not get stuck in this mindset. To grow and learn, I take external steps to improve my state of being. I feel like that's a really good way to like summarize what we've been talking about. It's like, I'm not gonna get stuck in this mindset of like, go, 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 go. Like, no, I think you're actually taking these external steps to kind of tear down an old way of being and rebuild it. And it's like, it's actually showing that you value true growth, true improvement here. It's like you're willing to like let it all crumble and start completely fresh. Gratitude. All humans suffer, and I find this idea revolutionary and freeing because the people who I envy, admire, and idolize suffer just as I do. So I choose overwhelming gratitude for my life, for I am all that I need. I don't know, I just feel like this card to me talks about like we're all connected, we all suffer, we all feel every single emotion on the wheel. Some of us unfortunately feel different emotions because of different traumas like that we experience, but like at the end of the day, we all experience happiness, we all experience sadness, we all experience pain, we all experience, you know, gratitude, joy, all the emotions, right? Sadness, anxiety. And I feel like it's just feeling comfort in that is like, I'm human. Humanity suffers. And even the people that look like they have it all, you know what I mean? Even those people suffer in some aspects. Bottom of the deck, we have my body. My body is my home, and I must love it immeasurably. By gently touching my skin, my laugh lines, and my scars, I appreciate my body fully. I am beautiful inside and out. And this card always makes me want to cry. Trigger warning, but you know, I don't think I've ever had a healthy relationship with food. And so this card always just kills me because it's like, you know, it's just one of those things. But once again, I think it's like also coming back to connecting humanity. A lot of other people have felt this way, you know. But that's all the time I have. I want to keep going, but that's really all the time I have for you guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today. I really hope the messages resonated with you. If they were helpful to you, if you resonated, please give me a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Peace. Bye.